Go Juice!
And 3, 2, 1. Action. So here we are. This is Falchion and Plank, and we are covering what is this? Tom Clancy's
The Division.
The Division. Yeah. We checked it out, the whole beta edition. Pretty freaking slick. We got Falchion on the controller with commentary from myself, and we're just gonna talk about what's going on in the game here and how we feel about it.
Ah, damn! Right off the bat, too, man.
What's that?
You walk in, and
Biohazard warning. Entering
there are guys
Waiting for you
camping.
inside.
Yeah, camping just inside.
Yes.
And it's a group, so you can't do anything.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm talking about with this whole
Attention.
DZ
Leaving dark zone.
entering. These gang squads, I knew this was going to happen.
Attention.
The gang squads out there. That was going to be my number one pet peeve. There's always a trolls. How big of a group can you roll with?
Four total.
Okay, so you're not going to be overwhelmed by like 20 Zerg just running through the server. So.
Oh, did I just walk back in? I walked right back into the stupid dark zone. I lost myself and walked back in. But that's cool, We got through it.
Just explain to the viewer here, there is a little bit of lag time between what we're talking about and what's actually going on the stream.
Yeah.
Screen.
Okay, so
But,
I walk up to the dark zone. I walk in. On this particular mission, my mission was to walk into the dark zone, and then I could just walk right back out.
and that completed the mission.
That completed the mission.
But again, we have these gang squads that are just sitting right
Just
in the middle of
inside.
your screen.
Now, let me show you guys, and you'll see it coming up here because you're actually off time with me, like you said. I walked in here. Oh, you know what? I haven't even been in here on this character, so I haven't unlocked it yet. But there are multiple ways into the dark zone, just not in the beta. There's only one way in and out in the beta, right? So right now they can all camp right there and just wait for people to walk in and then just pop off on you. Now see, and I like the beta. I mean, I like the game so far. What I've played, I'm enjoying it very much. The problem that I see is that is going to definitely be the case is just that. There are going to be people who want to do nothing but grief you.
Yeah. See,
And so
go ahead.
they're going to set up in groups. And there's that camera thing that you hate. Every once in a while it'll go to the wrong shoulder.
Yeah, see, another one of my pet peeves. I agree. I enjoy this game. Holy shit! Did you just got knocked out by? Was that a player or no?
No, that was
That was an NPC.
AI.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, I like the game much like you. I enjoy the game. I like the RPG element. You know, it kind of reminds me a little bit of Defiance, the way that it plays, except for you're playing people versus aliens. And you still have that like open world feel, and that you can just walk into a mission. You know.
Right.
And again, this is beta, so there's a lot more coming to it. I know that much. From what I see so far, I enjoy it. But there are some quirks. There are definitely some quirks that I hope they address, before full release. And the fucking camera is that good for me. Like, there's times when you want to switch shoulders and you can't switch shoulders, or that there's somebody standing in a blind spot of your character's body. You know? So, it's, I guess, a third-person shooter, but you can't get into, like, a first-person mode so that you can actually
that is
see.
a problem with all third-person shooters. Somebody just ganged me, too. I got a text message, and I looked, and
I see it too. That's awesome.
Just
We got that on screen. That's you gotta turn that phone off, man.
for real. And see, now I'm mad.
But yeah, you know, there's these weird angles when you're trying to fire, and the enemy can stand in these blind spots, and you have to reorient yourself to get a better shot. But I guess that's also, you know, more life-like, true to life. You're not always going to have that perfect aim, you know, when you're outside in a battle. Another thing is the recoil on these guns are just
Readings indicate this area is contaminated.
but it may be just because it depends on the weapon. I did get a couple of different weapons. I got the Scar.
Warning. Readings indicate this area is contaminated.
Or something like that. And I think I got 3 assault rifles. And a new submachine gun. Like a Tech 9 for a submachine gun.
Scar's good. It's a marksman rifle, one shot.
Yeah.
Where'd that dude go?
And I found as a pro tip, or at least for me, there's no going fully
Leaving
auto
contaminated
with
area.
an assault rifle is almost worthless. Like you just get, there's so much recoil, you're gonna miss so much stuff. Or at least versus the NPC, you're better off just one-shotting them and just pecking them off. Unless you're absolutely sure you can unload an entire clip in something, I don't even bother with it. At long distances, just like one shot.
Yeah, you do want to have that marksman ability for distance. If you are on and off the trigger quickly with the M4, for instance, which is what I'm carrying right now, because I haven't found any other weapons yet, you can steady it out a little bit. You can help yourself a little bit as well by getting a front grip or something. That does help a little bit, a very little bit, admittedly, but a little bit. And but yeah, overall, the kick on the higher powered automatic rifles is strong.
It's obscene in comparison to the submachine guns. The submachine guns are violent. Like, they're really good. You just don't want them at range.
Right.
But if you need that range, you really have to just, for me at least, I just pick them off or just peck them off versus maybe I do a 2-shot burst. You know what I mean?
Right.
But to open up the gun is worthless. In my opinion, just wasting bullets. Not that there aren't enough, like, respawn points or refill points in the beta. I don't know if they're gonna keep that. You know what I mean? Like, if you wanted to make it more true to life or whatever, or more difficult, you could make it so there's not so many refill points and bullets. You know what I'm saying?
Now, okay, so understand what is going on here, because that's going to be off-putting to some people, but it is actually built into the story, right? So what happened is this, for anybody that doesn't know, especially in the Dark Zone, but overall in New York, this is what happened. So I'm going to explain it as from the Dark Zone, but this actually applies to all of New York, just it happened in a bigger way in the Dark Zone specifically. And here I'm going, you can't see it yet, but I'm going into a place which will be another entrance and exit, but in the beta it's not. You can get in here, but you can't leave the dark zone. So this is what happened. The JTF, which is the military faction that's supposed to be helping everybody through this crisis, set up this zone, right, where they were going to be helping people and doing all this stuff, and things went really wrong. And in one night, they pulled out, right? They pulled out all their personnel.
Sure.
System rebooted.
So they left all their equipment behind. They didn't take anything with them except for what they could carry on their person, right? So that's what the dark zone is. In the dark zone now, you go in the dark zone. Why do you want to go in the dark zone? It's not necessary, but if you want better weapons, higher powered weapons, special military weapons, you can find it in the dark zone because the military pulled out so fast that they left all their weapons caches behind. So you can go in the dark zone and get it. Same thing. Everything went really bad out in the regular world as well. So there are a bunch of places where they had caches. So you can find weapons and the enemies have found weapons. And so you can kill an enemy and take their weapons and stuff like that. So it does make sense to the story. That's too many over there. That's a little gang squad going over to my right. You'll see in a moment. But it makes sense to the story, and also there's another thing you should know about the game is that as you level up, there are increments where it gets harder, and the first one is level 8. When you hit level 8, it gets harder. So when you hit level 8, you might as well be a level 1 because everything scales up in difficulty. And unfortunately, I'd have to switch over to the Xbox to show you that because I have a level 8 character there, but especially in the Dark Zone, it's nothing but gank squads at level 8 because at level 8 you can get you can buy a really special weapon, the best weapon that's in the beta actually, as long as you're level 8, which is the orange number that you see in the upper right hand corner is my level. I'm a level 5 on this character, and then my dark zone rank is 3. And so at 8, 12, you can buy a special weapon from a dark zone vendor, which is the best weapon in the game. And so people have gotten that, and now all they do, they don't even kill you for weapons because they don't need weapons. They have the best weapons. They just kill you for the sake of killing you.
Yeah.
And that's the issue. That's the really big issue. Like somebody is extracting something right now. That's the really big issue that I'm finding in the game. A group of people extracting. You'll see in a moment. But these dudes are just gonna get to a certain level to where they have the weapons that they need, and so all they're gonna do is grief. Nothing else. Nothing else even matters, and that's gonna make the dark zone useless and unplayable, especially if you're by yourself. Which unfortunately most of the time I am, because most of my friends that I game with are on the East Coast.
On different time zones.
Yeah, I live on the West Coast now, so I'm not in the same time zone to be playing with people anymore. And so most of the time I'm gonna be alone, and the dark zone is gonna be just garbage for me.
It's gonna be terrible in the dark zone for you. Yeah, I mean, I saw it when it first came out. I was thinking about the dark zone. I was like, dude, there's gonna be just roving gank squads everywhere, and they're just gonna be wrecking shit. I can see it now. There's just gonna be trolls, and maybe we'll see what happens as it goes through, or as it continues on and carries on. But again, this is beta. Like I said, I do enjoy this game. I do like the game. The story that I played so far seems very cool. I did a couple of missions. Well, more than a couple. I unlocked, the hospital? Is that part of the story that you get to? The
right.
Way it stops. And I did another mission where you go inside of a contaminated building, and inside the contaminated building you have to find these contamination scanners. Alright, and that's where I actually found a lot of equipment. I found a lot of equipment there. A lot of different outfits, weapons, and stuff like that. I did find a weapon in the main story mission as well. But yeah, I mean, it's got potential. Hopefully they don't fall short in terms of the story, you know, and that they just don't focus on just the Dark Zone. You know what I mean? Like, obviously the Dark Zone is a major portion to the game. But I would
that's
like
the
a
thing.
really
It's
good
not
story.
supposed to be. It's supposed to be that you just go in the Dark Zone. The only thing you need to do in the Dark Zone is go find if you're looking for a really good weapon.
Yeah.
And gear. Or if you just want to fight other people, I guess, and I guess that's what's going down. Like, people want to fight each other. They want that Call of Duty PvP action thing, which I get, but in my opinion is there should be more of a punishment for going rogue. It seems like you get punished more for not going rogue than for going rogue, because people are, like I said, they're going to jump you, especially if you're alone. You know, it's not bad if you're with a team and somebody jumps you. You know, team 4-on-4, it's absolutely cool. You know, it's just a straight up battle. Who's got a better gun game and I guess slightly better weapons or whatever, and it would help if I found some cover. But when you're alone and people jump you, it's just garbage. You know, there's nothing you can do. You can't outfight a bunch of people. You can't outfight 4-on-1. And then the whole camping is no good. Then the whole camping thing is garbage too. Like, there has to be a way for them to not allow that to happen. And this dude is gonna kill me. Because if people are just gonna camp the entrances, and there are gonna be quite a few of them, but you know, and I don't know how many people can be in the Dark Zone at once, but if teams are just gonna camp the entrances, then it becomes useless. It's no good to anybody except
you know what would
if
be
that's
really
what you
good,
do.
but unfortunately, because you have to deal with the map this way, it would be cool if you could enter at a random spot in the Dark Zone.
I see what you're saying, but that takes away from what they're trying to achieve. That whole seamless.
Yeah, sure.
When you walk into the Dark Zone thing,
you're on
seamless.
the right streets and all that jazz.
Yeah.
No, I get it.
And it's not even loading. There's no loading to it. You know, you just walk through 2 doors and you're in.
Are you shooting a player now?
So now these are NPCs. If it was a player, then you would know, because for me, the player would have a red skull because I won't go rogue.
Right.
So for me, the player will always have a red skull because they attacked me and they're rogue, or they attack somebody in their rogue, because I will attack another rogue player even if that rogue player didn't attack me, because there's a lot to be gained for killing other players, which is an issue. I mean, these aren't even the guys I want to be fighting. The guys I want to fight over here. It's a real issue because, you know, it's not I don't think it's what the Dark Zone was really meant to be. Like, I don't think it was meant to be a bunch of rogue players running around, you know. There should, like I said, I just think there should be more of a punishment for going rogue, you know, like, maybe you're not as buff, but it seems like you are more buff.
Maybe they do like E,
Warning.
where
You are now entering the contaminated
rogue
area.
enough, you get marked on the map.
Oh, no, you do that. You go rogue, you get marked on the map. You're visible to everybody. Everybody can come after you. Unfortunately, and that wouldn't be a problem, and that's not even a problem, actually. From 1 through 7, the Dark Zone really isn't an issue to me. Everybody has pretty much the same level of weaponry, and so you're in a fight with other players. As long as it's not 4-on-1, then you're good to go. The problem comes after level 8, where you have like these really high-powered weapons. If you were an early adopter, if you got into the Dark Zone fast enough and you were one of the first people to get in there and get that weapon, then you have this super high-powered weapon. Like, this weapon is
now leaving the contaminated area.
And it's really long. It's like a sniper flamethrower. This thing's got so much range. Yeah. It almost got me. And so the Dark Zone actually isn't really an issue, or it hasn't been an issue to me on the lower levels 1 through 7. It's when after you hit 8, that's where it becomes just like major trouble. And
I know you mentioned this in other videos, the RPG element. And again, we've discussed this in other videos. There are no single headshots. So get that out of your mind.
This is not a shooter.
Yes, this is not a first-person shooter. You're not going to be one-shotting people unless they build a gun that can do that. And its current stance, you have to chip away at people. It's an RPG in that.
I mean, even like you'll see here in a moment, when you shoot something, you're doing hit point damage.
Yeah. Although headshots
and you can see it right there.
Give more damage.
And it'll show you boxes if you're in the right position. Like right there, you can see. And this dude is gonna kill me. There I go. Look, trying to show you, but oh, and I had gear too. That's terrible. It'll show you where on the body you can hit, and hitting in the head does more damage, takes away more hit points, but that's in every role-playing game, though, right?
Yeah. Well,
I mean, I'm not a big role-playing game fan personally, but
there aren't a whole lot of role-playing games that require you to hold guns out. You know what I mean? So
right.
But yes, absolutely, headshots in this game do cause more damage.
But you are still chipping away at hit points.
Yes. Like I noticed when I played the story mode, there's that boss that you play on top of the arena. It was I liked it in terms of that RPG element where it's, again, less of a shooter, more of an RPG. And as a shooter, anybody that's played with me and Falchion can attest to, I am a run and gun. And I'm a very fast-paced shooter. Like, I get up and close and personal. I'm doing damage really fast, taking out a lot all at once. Well, in this, you have to build a strategy. You can't just run in, expect to just annihilate everything in your way and call it a day. You can't just throw one grenade and kill a bunch of people. You have to build a strategy behind what you're doing. And that first boss coming up against, I think he has like some type of major heavy gun. And
yeah, he has like a light machine gun or something.
And he's just throwing rounds and rounds and rounds. And my strategy was to wait for him. And I'm guessing the NPC is reloading because he is pausing in between his attacks. So I just let him run his rounds. Then as he's reloading, I'm getting up and attacking him out. You know, and that, like, again, that thought that you need to be making a strategy before just jumping in is very important. You're, again, like, even though this looks like a shooter, it is more of an RPG than a shooter. You need to think about what you're about to do before you jump in there, because you will just get destroyed by a minor character. Like, even the smallest characters will take you out. I was walking through, not the DZ, but walking through another area where the NPCs were like mobbing some guy in the middle of the street. But there was like 3 regular-ass NPCs. But if you're not paying attention, they will whittle you quick. Like, they will take your damage down really fast. So Yeah, that run and gun Leroy Jenkins shit don't work in this game. Because they
And you're more than
Now
welcome
entering
to
a
try it,
contaminated
but they
area.
will take you down.
You'll
I just
learn
wanted
quick.
to grab my stuff back, and I wanted to show you extracting gear.
Yeah, people that don't know, in the DZ, the stuff that you collect in the DZ, you can't just walk out with it. You have to call a helicopter to
Exiting the
extract
contaminated
it.
area.
But it's a wait time, right? Like, when you're extracting stuff, you have to wait for that fucker to show up, put down the line, you put your stuff on it, wait for them to take it up, and blah, blah, blah.
So, alright, so what you see right now is you'll see a yellow hazard bag on my back, and that's the gear that I found that I took off of whatever enemies I killed or whatever, or you can just find it laying around sometimes too in like a box or whatever. So, is this the right place?
Can you snag other people's stuff that they drop?
Yeah, that's supposed to be the whole idea. If you kill me in the dark zone, you're supposed to really be trying to kill me to steal my gear, to steal the gear that I got, that I found in here. Yeah, but as long as you're not trying to fight, then it's cool. So you find a extraction zone, and this is one here, and there's NPCs here covering it. So. Oh, that's a good guy. I mean, another guy. Oh, somebody else already called for the chopper. So, here, found some more gear, so I'll pick that up. And now it's the waiting game, and if you're waiting, you gotta figure out, okay, you have to worry about NPCs coming to find you. Did not mean to jump down there. Again, keep hitting that wrong button because it's just not like a normal shooter. It's opposite. Okay, so right now I have to worry about, am I going to get jumped by NPCs, or is this guy sitting behind me right here, is he going to go rogue and try and steal my gear, try and kill me? So, yeah, but, and you want to think, and he did, he went rogue on me, he went rogue.
I got lagged.
He went, exactly, he went rogue on me, tried to kill me.
Commencing cargo retrieval.
Sure. Can't believe he tried to take you out.
Find him now. Yeah, he's coming around.
Get him.
Oh, got me in the freaking reload. In a reload.
Reload. Come around the corner.
He's got me. I'm out of heals. I have no more health packs. So yeah, he got me. Took me out. Now he steals my gear. Oh, but somebody else took him out. And that's the thing. If you go rogue, you know, everybody sees you on the map, and they get to come and try and kill you freely.
Especially since he was you got him so close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I didn't have to dive around so much and I could have just reloaded, I would have been alright, but so yeah, that's the dark zone, that's dark zone play.
So I mean, like, the helicopter, the pickup, it's stressful shit. You know, you gotta wait for this whole situation to arrive. It's a perfect storm of shit because people see that helicopter and hear that helicopter coming, right?
Yeah, they hear you shoot up your flare, they see the flare go up, and they know exactly where it is. The map tells them, hey, somebody's trying to extract some loot right here, and anybody that wants to try and go get it can. You know, some people see that and think to themselves, hey, there can be a bunch of us that are not going rogue there, that anybody that comes in and goes rogue, we can take them out. That has happened, and that's very cool. rogue squads, gang squads will camp those areas too. You know, that's another issue. You can get up on buildings, which is cool, but they get up on buildings like really high and and set up and just wait, camp it out, wait for
Hostile presence detected.
And the unfortunate thing is, it wouldn't be so bad to me if, you know, they were trying to steal your gear, but most of the time they're just trying to grief you. You know, they're just trying to ruin your game. They're just trying to make it so that you're not having fun. And there's proximity chat, so you can hear them. You can hear them talking about it. You know, you hear them talking about it, and you know they're hoping to make you mad. You know, they want to be those troll YouTubers, so that they can make a video about how they made you quit or whatever. And that's unfortunate.
Warning. Hostile presence detected.
But, you know, the hope is that you get in, you get with your crew, your friends or whatever, and you guys go through the dark zone.
Hostile presence detected.
Well, that's really cool. I mean, I don't want to harp on the dark zone. I think it's a good idea. Like, I don't think that it is a negative addition to the game.
It is fundamentally a very good idea, very innovative as far as gaming goes. There are some corrections that need to be made. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. The game itself, I mean, taking cover, getting in, you know, random missions. I like you just kind of walked in on this. What are they trying to rob a bank or something?
Little side mission. I don't think they're trying to rob a bank. Oh, those. Okay, so there are factions, right? And there are 3 factions that I've come across so far. And one is this faction, the guys with the flamethrowers. They drive around in these garbage trucks. They believe that everybody is infected, and so they have to clean up the world, and that's all they're trying to do. They're just trying to clean up the world. Anybody they feel is infected, they burn.
Huh.
No questions asked. Doesn't matter if you really are or really aren't. If they think you are, they're taking you out. So what they did is they gathered people in this building somewhere, locked them up. You'll see I just found the key. Locked them up, and once they gather enough people, they're just going to cook them. Not cook them to eat them, but, you know, cook them, kill them to cure the disease, to rid the world of this disease that has happened. So,
civilians secure.
Yeah, you take those out. There's also the Rikers. These are prisoners from Rikers Island Prison.
Oh, look at that.
And
nice
so,
submachine gun.
What?
I said, look at that, nice submachine gun.
Yep. So they just want to kill everybody because they're just criminals, you know, that's what they do. And then there are the rioters, and they are just pretty much people that are upset about the situation. You know, they're mad, and you know, they're the people that when things go wrong, they loot, they destroy, they turn over cars or whatever, what have you. So these are the people that you're dealing with, all while trying to find a cure.
Now, you have this game on multiple consoles. You have it on PS4 and the Xbox One, right?
You cut out. Are you still there?
I'm sorry. Yeah. I said you have this game on multiple consoles, right? PS4 and Xbox One.
Right.
Of course, for your fanboys, which one do you what seems to be performing better?
Performing better? They perform exactly the same. I haven't seen any difference in performance. The PS4, much as I hate to say it, not that I am a fan of one over the other, but I hate to say it because it gives those fanboys ammunition, but there's no denying that the PS4 graphics looks slightly better. Not enough that you're gonna be like, oh, I hate it on the Xbox, but enough that you can tell a difference. You can tell a difference between the PS4 and the Xbox versions. So that's the only difference that I've noticed, is that there is a slight graphical difference.
And for you PC players, obviously, what you're showing is going to be based on your equipment.
And if you've got good equipment, from what I've seen, it's over the top on the PC, the graphics.
Yeah.
So, and I will get it on the PC if, my fellow Go Juicers are going to be playing it on the PC. You guys are the only ones that I would play it with, because I don't know anybody else that plays PC games. Because I am a console player by nature, of course, but 3 places, because I already pre-ordered it, of course, on the Xbox, because that's where I know people are definitely going to be playing it. But I also have people on the PS4 that are going to be playing it that want me to play, so I got to get it there. And so if you guys get it as well, that's going to be all 3 major platforms.
I have so many games going right now too. Like, I did play this game. I did enjoy it. I do think I want to get it. Fortunately, this is one of the AAA titles that hasn't let me down. And for most people, most people don't really know me like that, but I have a big problem with AAA titles and the build-up versus the letdown. And fortunately, the Division is kind of holding up to the hype.
Shocking, isn't it?
Yeah, it's kind of holding up to the hype. It looks like there's going to be some replay value there. And I could see myself running through the city, ridding it of NPC assholes. You know what I mean? Helping people.
Nah, see, that's not even how I see. I see it as you forming a gang squad. That's what you're gonna do.
See, nah. I'm not that type of person. I'm not a heavy PvP person anyway.
Readings indicate an echo nearby.
And most games, I will avoid it unless it is an actual shooter. Like in a real first-person shooter situation, yeah, I'm gonna fuck your shit up. But in most RPGs that I play, I don't really do a whole lot of PvP. I really enjoy the stories and things like that. And this is one of the games I really enjoyed the story that went along with it. It's rare these days to have a shooter with a story. It used to be back in the day you had a single-player campaign and multiplayer function. But now it's just most people release multiplayer function only.
Yeah.
So in this instance, it's nice to have the single-player campaign, and then when your friends come on, you guys can get together and play a multiplayer situation, or even you can do the co-op and multiplayer the campaigns.
Right.
Again, I have PC, and looking at the specs, they're asking quite a bit. But I played it on another PC that said that I didn't quite meet the requirements, but it worked fine. It played fine. So for those people that don't have the above and beyond, that are really stretching their budgets out in terms of what they're working with, you can still kind of hop in there. You can still do some work. You're not going to be playing at, top gear, at top speeds and things like that, but you can still get in there. I compared my PC to the one that I played on, so for my own personal PC, I'll be doing just fine.
Right.
You should see some pretty good frames per second coming through. So yeah, this game, the beta ends tonight or tomorrow?
Tomorrow morning.
Which is where this is Monday. Monday the 1st of February. So for people that aren't watching,
it was supposed to end this morning, but they decided to add another 24 hours. So that was decent of them, of course.
Hopefully, I mean, again, hopefully the people get a lot of good turnout to this, and apparently the community is very active in voicing their opinion about the matter.
Community seems to really well. Okay.
I tell you what would be a good feature to this game.
What's that?
And you might really like this. Missions, because clearly you're in a war-torn state right now. So start doing power outages, rolling blackouts. You know what I mean? That would be really cool to add to the game. So you're in these night areas, and the blackouts come. You're using a flashlight on the front of your gun. You know what I mean? To guide your way through the city.
Well,
that
you can get
really nice.
You can get attachments like that. It does get dark. The weather does change. It does snow. Actually, the best thing that can happen to you in the dark zone, is it be nighttime and snowing really heavily if you're by yourself, because you become very hard to see. Everybody becomes very hard to see unless they are rogue. Then they're lit up, and plus they get that big red skull shining above their head. So there's that. One of the things you have to do is find a guy. There are three areas in your base that you have to get up and running. It's the medical, the technical, and the security or whatever. The tech guy, you have to find him to get your lights and everything up. So there are some places that are blacked out in the city.
Another addition that they could add later, I think, would be the ability to scour the skyscrapers. In these buildings. Like, some of them you can walk into and check them out.
Hostile headquarters
apartment
detected.
buildings and things like that. But, like, some of these major skyscrapers go inside. Maybe it's being held down by a gang. A floor is being held down by a gang. Very, Judge Dredd,
Yeah, hopefully that'll be the DLC, because there's only so much that you can do as far as making New York itself bigger.
Sure, but New York is a large city in itself. As a person, it would take you forever to walk from one end of New York to the other. In fact, it would probably take you at least a day and a half, if not more.
Right.
When I say a day and a half, I'm talking like full 24 hours of walking. You know what I mean?
Hostile HQ neutralized.
It is such a big and dense city. So, in terms of the future of the game, you talk about downloadable content.
Hostile HQ neutralized.
Maybe
GTF
they
dispatch
add more
informed.
of the islands. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. And they're talking about 3 DLC packs already, so there's definitely going to be 3. I'm sure there will be more. Just don't know what they're going to be yet.
Maybe you get in the shitty end of Jersey or something.
Yeah, there's a lot of speculation because of what they showed at all the E3 conferences or whatever. There was this big speculation that Brooklyn was going to be a part of the game, and now a lot of people are upset that it's not.
Yeah.
But, that may be DLC,
Yeah.
So,
But like, games like it, like Destiny, would be similar to it, I'm assuming. I personally have never played the game, but when I looked at it, it's got to be somewhat similar.
People are comparing it to Destiny.
And the RPG.
I have a hard time making that comparison because I dislike Destiny so much. But I dislike Destiny because they made a serious mistake that the Division could have made, but thankfully didn't. And Destiny made the mistake of trying so hard to keep their game under wraps before they released it, that they allowed people to believe that it was a first-person shooter straight up when it wasn't. When it's an RPG game, and so people got mad about the way it played because it plays like an RPG, and they thought they were buying a shooter. That's why I'm trying to get the word out. Like, a lot of people repeatedly make that mistake when they're talking about the game, saying it's a third-person shooter, and it's not. It's an RPG game with third-person shooter aspects to it.
I think you mentioned this in one of the videos, your other videos. The rats, they don't give a
the
EXP.
Rats. Yes. Let me find a rat. This annoys me because the friends that I play with will go around shooting these effing rats that are all over the ground. And they're stoked because
they think they're getting EXP from killing the rat.
Yes, and they're not. All it's doing is showing the hit points that you're taking from the rats from shooting it. And if I look, you see this person sitting here, right?
Yeah.
Now, so I'm supposed to be helping. I'm supposed to be helping these people, these citizens, these private citizens, and not scaring them. I point my gun at this guy. Really? Yeah, okay. He's going to take off and run. If I shoot, they're going to take off and run. Okay? So I'm playing with my friends, and these guys are going around shooting rats while I'm trying to give goods to the citizens of the city to actually get experience points and everything, and as well as gear, because they do give you gear. And my friends are shooting at rats. And it's annoying. It's absolutely annoying.
Let's see, you got a sidekick here.
Friend of mine right here.
Yeah, let's see if they shoot some rats.
He's shooting boxes. I don't get it. It doesn't make sense. All you're doing is you're scaring the citizens, and if it's a citizen who needs your help, who's coming up to you and you can give them something to help them out, and they're going to give you experience as well as gear, then all you're doing is you're messing yourself up. Especially in the beta, because in the beta, you know, you don't have that many missions to gain level 8. And it looks like he made it to level 8, so he doesn't care. But you don't have that many missions to be able to get there. Like, you have to be really strategic about how you play the thing to make it to level 8. And once you do, you know, that's that next tier, that next difficulty tier, and you can go in the dark zone and it gets crazy in there, like I said. But yeah, don't shoot the rats, man. Don't shoot the rats. There's a rat right there.
It definitely has
another one there.
Apocalyptic feel, you know what I mean? Like, to be honest, the game itself would be a great backdrop for some zombie game, but I mean, obviously this isn't a zombie game, so which is better because zombies are getting out of control these days.
No zombies.
But I mean, the way that it functions, the way that New York looks, you're running around, there's nobody there. These hollowed out shells and places. People, you go in these houses and they're just empty, and people have left luggage and their refrigerators. You're going in and digging for food. You know, it's that end of the world feel. And
right.
I know, walking by myself, even though I was in the regular zone, it gave me that feel that if I'm going around the corner, I better be sure about what I'm looking at or who that person is down there, because they could open fire on me. You know?
Right.
You have that.
And so you never went into the dark zone?
No, I never went into the dark zone. I didn't really have a whole lot of time, and I didn't want to spend it all PvPing. I wanted to do the story and see what the story had to offer.
See, now I got the game. I downloaded the game and started playing it. Excuse me. The minute it released,
it went
right?
live. Yeah.
And I'm gonna go to that place that you were talking about where you went into the building. I remember what you're talking about now. So, and at that time, for probably the first 6 hours of the game, because I probably played it for like 8 hours straight or something. For like the first 6 hours of the game, everybody had a healthy fear of the Dark Zone and what was going to be happening in the Dark Zone. So you were coming up on people. Everybody had their guns at the ready. You know, they're pointing their guns at one another, and they're talking over proximity chat. Hey, what are your plans? What are you going to do? Everything cool, you know? And it's cool. And I wish the game could have maintained that. Like,
that
everybody is
that,
afraid of everybody else.
Right.
What are you going to do? What am I going to do? Are we going to pop off on one another? Are we just going to walk past one another?
For you guys that have watched The Walking Dead, you show up, you ask your 3 questions. How many people have you killed? You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know? You're checking, are you sure you're okay? Are you assholes or whatever? Yeah, this is the area. There should be a couple of guys coming up, though.
Yeah.
They were for me when I came up in here.
This building up here, I hear people talking, but I don't have my headset on for the game, so I can barely hear it.
You have that little pulse dealy?
No, I don't have it. I don't carry that. I carry, man, I can't believe it just died on them. Jeez. But not paying attention, I can't hear my surroundings too well. But I carry the sticky bomb and the health.
Right.
Being able to heal your teammates or what have you.
Now, I didn't get too far into the skill sets available, but it looks like there's a pretty decent sized skill tree.
Yeah, I'll show you that here in a moment.
Keep you busy. Storage. This is common amongst a lot of games. They don't short you in storage. You seem to have enough space for shit that you're collecting.
I can show you.
I've collected a lot. I collected a lot of stuff, and I didn't.
Here are the abilities. It should be popping up for you in a moment here. But here are the abilities. I'm seeing 12 abilities.
And then you also have perks, right?
And then there are perks that can't really see because they are not in the beta.
Right.
But there are perks here. Talents, I don't even know what that even is, so. But just looking at this now for the first time, like really paying attention to it, talents, I don't know what that is, like I said. But the idea of what you have to do is, it's all about your base of operations, right? And you can see it here as you first walk in. And you'll be catching up again in a second. But you have the medical wing, the tech wing, and the security wing. And what you want to do is get them all up to 100%. So that your base of operations is working fully. So that
is the storyline of the game.
Yeah,
for the most part.
That's 10 main missions for each one. So 30 main missions, I guess.
So there should be plenty to do for right now. You know, just starting.
Yeah.
out.
Yeah, for just starting out, that should be plenty. And then the whole idea, as I understood it, now this may have changed, I'm not sure. But the whole idea is to establish other bases of operations around the city and connect supply lines and all that good stuff. So I guess as the game continues on, that's what you'll be doing. You'll continue to build up other bases and whatnot. But as I understand it, you know, they are planning. I think I heard like at least 5 years of support for this game.
Nice.
Like heavy support. So hopefully, you know, it'll be cool.
All right.
I mean, it's gonna be cool.
So here we're coming up on an hour here of chat time. What's your final thoughts on it? Is you've ordered it, you're set on it. This is gonna be your thing.
Yeah, I pre-ordered it, so okay. If I didn't like it, I'm stuck there. But I've pre-ordered it, and I plan on buying it for the PlayStation 4 and possibly the PC. Like I said, if the other members of the Go Juice Extravaganza are going to be playing it.
Right on. And for me,
on the PC.
And for me, it looks strong as a purchase. It does look like it's going to be definitely worthwhile. I could see a lot of content coming out of this. So, you know, maybe you'll see a lot of Go Juice videos coming out of the beta. I mean, the Division when it, you know, goes live, as if everybody else in the world isn't going to be doing it as well. So
I'm going to be playing it, yeah.
You know, it is a fun game. Like I said, I mean, for some of the stuff that, and I know we talked about some of the negative of the game, it is a good game. It is a solid foundation.
I feel the negatives far outweigh. I mean, the positives far outweigh the negatives. Excuse me. I think it's going to be. I think so far what I've played in the beta has lived up to the hype. There is, you know, they promised anxiety when you went into the dark zone. There is that. There is a lot of that. Like, you do worry about, you know, who's going to do what. You know, when people are passing you by, you're thinking to yourself, am I about to get into a fight with another human being? And then on the streets of New York out here in the regular world, it's, man, I'm learning. I feel like I'm learning New York. I feel like if I went to New York right now, if I went to Manhattan right now, I would know this area, you know. You know, oh, this is West 31st Street. If I go down the street here, I can go into the dark zone. Except there's no dark zone for real, but you know what I mean. You're learning. I don't know if you noticed this when you played Plink, but there's underground here too, and it's all set up.
Nice.
You can get into.
Now, how cool would that be as a downloadable content? The subway system, and having to go down in there.
Yep, you can go down into there, and I don't even think that's going to be downloadable content. I think that's just going to already be in place. It's just not in place on the beta, but you can go down there, but there's just nothing down there to do. But there is like already equipment and stuff down there that you can find. So
very
yeah,
cool.
I think that's just going to be in the game.
You know,
and then like the sewer, that's where I was just at.
Yeah,
what you see now in the sewers.
I'm kind of claustrophobic, so that gives me like that extra element of anxiety going into things, you know. But yeah, solid game. I like it. It's a win as far as the Go Juice Extravaganza is concerned.
We just got some awful news.
We're giving it like some thumbs up. I don't know what the positive is. Do we have a positive rating system?
We don't have any kind of a grading system. We need to come up with that.
Yeah. So
what is the grading system?
So maybe, you know, anybody that's watching this video in the future, if you have some ideas, leave it in the comment line.
You're in. Go. We got your back.
Yeah, but not thumbs up because everybody thumbs things up.
Yeah. It's Go Juice, you know. We like to use the F-bomb, so. This game is
not often I drink milk, but when I do,
this
I
game
prefer
is
dos
rated
titties.
Yeah, I mean, it's a solid game. Definitely look forward to it in the future. So, again, you have been watching the Division beta testing with Falchion and Clancy. We'll try this again. Oh, probably not with the beta, with the Division, but doing these joint videos. You know, maybe we'll try another game. Talk about it.
Cool.
And see how it works. If people are interested. So
definitely.
Do us a favor. Hit the like. Hit the subscribe. Tell us what you think in the comments. Stop by our Facebook or website. You know, we got a lot of content there. And thanks for watching.
Appreciate it.
I believe Falchion has some words to send us out.
Oh, if you've been forgetting to do this, drink your juice.
That's right. You know, they mentioned we're gonna send you out and let you watch Falchion just violate these bad guys.
Pistol time.
Shit, what are they doing?
The windows. Yeah, the windows up there.
I do have to
And got some
apologize.
good loot.
In the stream, I am recording his stream, so
Yeah.
the game is a lot clearer than what this is. So. All right, so later on, people.
Later.
Drink your juice.